In some ways we do quite well, but we need to be hungry and humble to learn from others. So random examples, Korea, which is probably the most broadband connected society on earth, is really interesting to see what they're doing there, for example, with the Internet of Things, creating large-scale test beds for entrepreneurs to try things out, working closely with regulators or with citizens. They have a big data academies to teach citizens how to make use of new tools. So they're combining very heavy investment in basic R&D, things like artificial intelligence, and in infrastructure with much more citizen engagement as well. We've got lots of examples across Scandinavia, very famous ones obviously like Estonia and Finland, which have completely rethought everything from tax paying to identity. India, which has not in the past been a great example, what they've done with the UID project, well over 1 billion people now with a digital identifier, is probably the boldest public service initiative of recent years. And there's a lot we could learn from their ambition and the way in which they've created entirely new ways of doing government to deliver it. And perhaps a final example, I was only there a few days ago, is United Arab Emirates. Again, not the sort of place we would have looked to in the past. What they're doing with what they're calling government accelerators, setting up much more flexible experimental teams to test out new applications of digital on everything from air quality or drone regulation, is way ahead of what you'll see now in North America or Europe in terms of, again, its energy, its ambition, and its willingness to combine the best of the business world with public sector goals. Well, I think that the big thing about digital at the moment is we've had several decades of promise that it would empower people, and in many ways it has empowered us as consumers and so on, but in many ways it hasn't really passed power in the way that was promised. Instead, we've got massive firms consolidating power over shopping or search or social media. And I think that's setting a new set of challenges for any national policy. So one is, how do you make it easier for people to be shapers of the next generation of the digital world? And I think that should start very young. I think we need to see kids in primary school and secondary school getting experience of playing with technology, making things, Internet of Things challenges of the kind actually we're running at Nesta, makerspaces. That's one part of the policy challenge. There's then, how do you transform your public services? We've got little bits and bobs, but we haven't yet seen many of our main public services really embrace the potential of digital, again, for learning or for welfare or for self-management in health, or indeed our local authorities using data. We've got a whole set of tasks around business. Our high end is doing fantastically well in emergent sectors, ranging from AI to cybersecurity, but we've got most small businesses still not really at the races at all in terms of using even fairly basic CRM, data analytics and so on. I think more and more policy is going to attend to adoption and the spread of digital tools as well as the leading edge. And then there are specific tasks I think we have, like our universities. We have amazingly good universities in the UK, but with the exception of FutureLearn, none really at the forefront of using digital to transform higher education. That should be the sort of thing which is very prominent in any digital strategy. Many, many other elements, and perhaps the final one I'd say is using digital for democracy. This is the country which invented a lot of democracy. All around the world, from Taiwan to Spain to Iceland, there are amazing things happening using digital to allow people to take back control, to take part of decision-making processes. These aren't being really used at all in the UK yet, and they need to be.